Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to a webinar about building future-ready workplaces with Surface and XMA. So thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Mark Bickmore. I'm a Surface specialist here at XMA, where I specialize in modernizing SMB, private, public sector, and education organizations with Microsoft Surface. A little bit more about me. I've been with XMA for almost a year, and before my time here, I was a sales and marketing specialist and in different roles actually at Microsoft, where I worked really closely with Surface in both commercial and consumer markets. So I've also hold certifications in Microsoft 365, Azure, security and compliance, and I hold an achievement in accessibility and action. And yeah, these are all to root and help me understand customer and business priorities more. So if you are new to XMA, we have offices in Nottingham and Livingston, as well as here in sunny St Albans, where I am now. And this is where we support the entire UK market. And with over 35 years of business, in the business and offering best-in-class solutions, from seamlessly deployed hardware and bespoke software solutions to shielding assets with cutting-edge security, XMA certainly supports your business at every step of the way. So check out xma.co.uk and discover how we can unlock your organization's potential. So today, this will be sharing a little more thought leadership on designing an endpoint strategy in the era of AI, trust, and productivity. We'll touch on themes of choose your own device and how it can become a competitive advantage instead of an IT policy. We'll be touching on the efficiencies and benefits of end-to-end Microsoft experience when you pair Surface, Microsoft 365, and Windows 11. We'll also be touching on the future proofing with XMA. And yeah, understand how XMA's tailored assessments can support at every step, whether that's adopting Windows 11 or preparing your organization for the future of work. Before I begin, Lewis, I just wanted to check that you can see my screen okay?
No, we can't.
I can see your screen.
Oh, I can't.
No problem. Let me just stop that for a moment and we'll restart that. Thank you, Tom. I see your note to say that you can see fine.
Okay.
But let's just give it a little restart. And Graham, thank you for letting us know that you can see it too.
Yeah, all good for me now.
Great stuff, great stuff. So yeah, if you're one of the first 30 registrants, congratulations, you've received a £15 Just Eat voucher. So certainly enjoy your lunch on XMA today if you haven't ordered already. So we'll be taking around 25-30 minutes of content today. And we'll take some time at the end to review some questions that you can add into the presentation. So you can ask via the Q&A button at the top there, but I can see a few of you are already using the chat. We do have a few facilitators supporting us today. So Megan and Lewis from our marketing and events team are present, who will be keeping an eye on the chat. So feel free to get in touch through either the chat there or Q&A as we go along. So to begin, let's just establish a little narrative. So we've all witnessed one of the biggest seismic shifts in the workplace, and it seems to continually evolve at a rapid pace. And 5 years ago, no one could have predicted the pandemic, and which meant that all sectors had to evolve really into technology companies adopting at pace to embrace this hybrid work model. And the new modern workplace represents the biggest shift of our generation too. So there's a changing of demographics. Obviously, the hybrid work model continues to thrive. And it's all to do with increasingly about the use of digital technologies at work, like AI too. So it feels a little bit more of a watershed moment for AI. Now, we've done some studies where 75% of knowledge workers are already using AI today in some way, shape or form to support their own productivity. So I'd love to know, as a part of this webinar too, if you actually use generative AI in your current roles. So feel free to maybe get in touch with the chat there. I'd love to know if you use Copilot or ChatGPT, not necessarily as a policy, but you might be using it personally to support your day-to-day. So I'd love to hear whether you have used ChatGPT or Copilot. So during the pandemic, some device policies were overlooked, and that was to really enable the workforce to continue to stay productive. But however, at the eve of Windows 11 end of support, and now this rapid acceleration of AI, it could actually be now a great time to refocus on how device choice can actually become a business strategy. And this is where I wanted to touch on choose your own device. Where it can no longer, it may not be a IT policy, but it can actually become a strategic advantage. And the reason for that is when you empower employees to select from a pre-approved list of devices, you are actually enabling benefits ranging from lower operational costs to higher productivity and employee satisfaction and retention. So with that in mind, a choose your own device strategy then becomes a business strategy rather than just an IT policy. And just remember, it's not about just offering a range of devices, but it's about providing the tools that act as a springboard for your team to enable them to perform and create and innovate in roles that, you know what, may not even exist yet. And it isn't just about the employees, it's about freeing the IT teams too from maybe the monotony of the constant device troubleshooting or hours of deployment. You could be empowering them to drive innovation instead of being really bogged down into that day to day. So you may already use Microsoft 365 as a productivity suite within your organization, but my question is, are you actually taking the full advantage of its capabilities? Because IDC research shows when you pair Surface and Microsoft 365, you can give IT staff some significant time savings and efficiencies. One that really stands out for me is this 49% of reduction in help desk instance, where your IT team can effectively reclaim nearly a full day each week. Imagine what your IT team could do with that amount of time given back. So to frame, that choose your own device policy can actually help extend your IT efficiency too. So let's see how choose your own device becomes a competitive advantage. And it really begins with understanding the diverse needs of your team, whether they're in the office, working remotely, or constantly on the move. So you can ask internally, are we equipping our team with the tools they need to thrive on this rapidly changing world? And this is where Microsoft Surface comes in. So also feel free to get in touch with the chat in the chat there. I'd love to hear if you've used Surface or you currently use Surface, or when was the last time you used a Microsoft Surface device in the chat. We'd love to engage with you on that. So a little bit of background on why Microsoft created the Surface range in the beginning. It was really a catalyst for Surface to build hardware that provides really the best stage for the Windows operating system and for Microsoft 365. And Surface hardware developers working with the software and Windows developers as one big team really brings the best-in-class integration with the hardware, software and operating system. Some of those are hidden underneath the bonnet, but others are very noticeable in particularly measurable ways. So for instance, the Pro 10 and Laptop Studio, for example, ensures that the Windows 11 adapts seamlessly to its different modes, where the Windows interface evolves for touch and enabling users to use the device in all unique ways. More behind the scenes as well, there's deployment features offering zero-touch capabilities with Autopilot. And with the new range of devices in Copilot Plus, you'll have the first wave of AI features baked directly into Windows 11, like Recall. And from the hardware perspective too, the collaboration continues where there's hardware features like the 3:2 aspect ratio screen, which sounds like numbers, but in fact it allows even more vertical headroom to see more information in your productivity suite, as well as your emails and documents. So that's very, very intentional from the Surface team. So Surface also comes with the cleanest version of Windows, making it a lot less, making it lighter and a lot less bulky. And this cohesive approach to engineering and user experience is what I think is really Surface's superpower, is really what separates Surface apart from the rest. And this level of integration, not only is it just a bunch of features, but it creates business agility and operational efficiency by eliminating redundant device management and security solutions. So that's when I mean, are you using Microsoft 365 to its full capability? Because you can effectively cost save on software and third-party solutions if you house all of your security and IT management within Microsoft 365. It also helps reduce management costs and simplifying IT management too. So you can manage your entire Surface estate within your Microsoft 365 Admin Center. And importantly, you can do that right down to the firmware. So you can save essential IT time and additional costly savings there. We're going to be touching on security, but it also protects the digital worker on enhanced security as well when you pair Microsoft 365, Windows, and Surface. The Microsoft Zero Trust strategy built within Microsoft 365 helps organizations enhance their security stack, meaning more cost savings and having less security breaches improves identity protection along the way too. But one eye on the future, it also offers the next wave of AI capabilities. So Surface devices like the Pro 10 and the Laptop 6 can really supercharge hybrid work with optimized battery power. And because it has an integrated AI engine, that NPU, it provides smarter video conferencing that you might see today, some on the Surface Pro 10, but also importantly, it will enable the next wave of business features that are enhanced by AI. So a little bit more on Surface. It's very much thoughtfully designed with how people work. It has the latest chips from Intel and Snapdragon, and that provides the most powerful engines to get the work done. And importantly, it has all-day battery life and fast charging, which means you can increase your mobility for hybrid work. There are a lot of capabilities that come from that Surface and Windows Designer working together, for example, creating touch-first experiences. So that enables users to touch and scroll. You can take notes with the pen or sketch ideas, and the pen feels just the same as like using a pen or a pencil on paper. It's quite incredible. So when you layer these capabilities on top of, say, the whiteboard feature in Microsoft Teams calls, you can actually take hybrid collaboration to the next level. So there's some stats at the bottom there where it gives you a good indication of some of the real measurable benefits seen by using Surface. So imagine gaining 25 hours of productivity a year or getting time back from enhanced mobility. There's also an important factor of retention. So studies actually show that companies that offer leading technology have a higher retention rate within their workforce. And it isn't just employee benefits, it's leaning towards IT too. So as you see, the stats show a fleet of Surface devices help improve security, simplify management, and reduce help desk requests. And Surface devices are easy to set up with world-class security straight from the box. And that's thanks to encrypted layers on every single Surface device. You'll hear me speak about chip-to-cloud security, and what that means is that currently commonly vulnerable areas from device components to the operating system, firmware and cloud environments are secure with layers of industry-leading Microsoft security. And as for management, Surface comes with Windows Autopilot, and that offers zero-touch deployment for devices. So end users All they do is open the device fresh out of the box. Their credentials and apps and policies and settings are all assigned to IT, and that pushes securely to device, which means the IT team don't need to even touch that device from being shipped all the way to the end user. From a security standpoint too, the Microsoft built UEFI enables IT to manage right down to the firmware. So that is perfect for, secure workers or working in sensitive environments. And you can do that all within Microsoft 365. You also seamlessly manage all of your device estate through the Surface Management Portal, which is a free solution, again, in Microsoft 365. And that enables a single pane for IT to monitor Surface devices, including health and device status within that Microsoft Endpoint Manager and DFCI management tools. So super, super powerful for IT teams. So when you empower the employee experience and you start unlocking IT efficiencies, that then in turn create business resilience. So the stats that you see here are of some significant impact that can save on business resiliency and actually saving money, and interestingly advances your digital innovation along the way too. And beyond these stats, Surface value goes way beyond those numbers there. So it actually enhances your security posture thanks to that chip to cloud security. It enhances employee engagement with that best-in-class hybrid tool. You have the capability of actually consolidating your IT estate by offering multiple form factors in one device like the Pro 10, and you can consolidate other devices there. You can simplify repairability and cost, and we'll touch on how our devices are highly repairable nowadays, where even end users or IT team can access guides to self-repair, giving longevity to your estate. And also it reduces the carbon footprint, because by choosing Microsoft Surface, you're also choosing the Microsoft sustainability commitment to become carbon negative by 2030. So the IT related cost savings there, paired with the measurable employee experience benefits and improved business resilience, calculates that Surface can provide a 2.8 times return of investment per device, and that's over 3 years, which is quite staggering. So more about AI now. So there's obviously been a lot of talk about AI, what it is, what it does, and its potential. If you have experienced AI like Copilot or ChatGPT, these will be cloud or online experiences where AI helps, power search and social media and apps. What many people don't really realize is that AI runs on Surface too, and that's quite an exciting transformation. Generally speaking, AI on Surface helps drive unique, personalized experiences. The latest processors are also optimized for AI and can run locally instead of on the cloud. So that not only improves device and AI performance, but it actually opens a door for something called small language models to run efficiently on device. And there's some incredible Copilot tools for your own business to create your own AI tools as well through Copilot, which is very, very exciting. So I'm just having a quick chat here to have a look on the chat to see if anybody's shared any ways that they're using AI, not necessarily as a policy, but maybe using it to help your own productivity. I've got a great example with this webinar actually, where you can streamline a script, for instance, and make it a little bit more punchy thanks to Copilot. So I tend to use it to streamline my marketing. So if I'm running any marketing messages and I want to make it quite concise and punchy, I can use Copilot for that. So that's how I tend to use AI at the moment. But yeah, feel free to continue to get in the chat. To jump on the chat if you're using AI in your environment. So Microsoft and Surface are uniquely positioned to deliver cloud and client AI computing, enabling the next wave of business features. Microsoft serves a platform for customers to not only experience AI, but ready their environments and users for the new wave of innovation and productivity. Devices like Surface Pro 10, Laptop 6 feature AI at the edge, like Windows Studio Effects, which I'm using today. It also offers multiple inputs to provide employees ways to interact with Copilot without disrupting their flow. A great example of this is you can clearly dictate to Copilot using the far-field studio microphones via voice commands, which means that you don't disrupt your flow as you're using Copilot. Or you can use touch gestures and inking on the beautiful Pixel Sense display. So yeah, there's some real intuitive input styles to match your needs and how to use Copilot, for an example. And that means, yeah, you can use and engage in AI in a way that's really most effortless to you. But because Microsoft are at the look at the entire experience from end to end, you can expect that better together story, as I've touched on already. That chip to cloud approach to security enables customers to embrace and use AI while protecting their data at rest and in transit. Better device security promotes safe access to your data by for the people you trust as well. And devices like the Pro 10 and Laptop 6 and the Copilot Plus devices can really, again, supercharge that hybrid work with that AI optimized battery power for all-day battery life. And those specialized processors, those NPUs, provide hardware accelerated efficiencies that deliver greater experiences and faster. And it's also important to touch on how Microsoft is committed to creating that responsible AI by design. So Microsoft take a cross-company approach by excellence in policy and governance by applying fairness, safety, security, inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability into all aspects of that AI design. So yeah, your hardware choice really needs to be considered at the heart of your AI strategy. And it's because it's the modern workplace that employees do their most productive work and the most secure work, right? So if you are yet to consider how AI will transform your organization, I decided to put this slide in just to show how Microsoft Copilot can enhance productivity and creativity in the workplace. To bring it back to the customer too, I did want to bring this customer story to light. Microsoft are fantastic at collecting customer stories from those successful deployments, and you can use, if you type in Microsoft customer stories, there's no doubt you'll be able to find one for Surface within specifically your industry. So sometimes there's no better way to share a satisfied customer than to hear it from themselves. And I chose this one here because there's such significant savings on Microsoft Surface across the entire stack. So this is a really good example of how Surface Pro deploying that has projected savings of over $73,000 in this instance. So a little bit more about the devices now. This is the entire Surface portfolio. I see in the chat there are some Surface customers out there already with a mixture of laptop 3s and 4s. I see a Go in there as well, and the old Surface Book. So it's good to see the latest and greatest from Surface. You can explore the iconic Pro design with the built-in kickstand there. You can consider a classic clamshell design from the Surface laptop, or you can really choose the power of the Laptop Studio for those power users. But one thing that you should notice across all of our range there is that they're intentionally differentiated, but when you look at them and work across them, you see that there's really a connected set of core experiences. So the images on screen give you a sense of that diversity across our range. The one that you'll see shortly, the Surface Go, is light in design and still a 2-in-1, whilst the Pro offers that a little bit more performance. The laptop comes in different screen sizes to choose from too, between 13 and 15-inch screens. The Studio is the most powerful, and then there's the Surface Hub that provides that all-in-one digital whiteboard and collaborative device. So what does that mean across your and those form factors mean across everyday life? So to really understand that, I decided to add in a few and apply a few scenarios with this too. So what we're saying really is that Surface there'll be a Surface that matches every scenario and for every budget, in fact. So no matter how your people work, here are some real common areas of the way people use Surface at the moment. So whether you're engaging with customers or you're on the go or you're always in these one-on-one meetings or an information worker or you're stationary and data focused, you see that there is a Surface device that meets all. So as I touched on before, Surface is thoughtfully designed, and Microsoft fulfills the need to understand the user and those real world environments that they're used in. And Microsoft actually have a long history of being the first for new capabilities. And do you know what? That couldn't be made possible without some incredible research and design facilities in Redmond, Washington, their head office. So I did want to share a few of those today. So there's a human factors lab, and that focuses on the ergonomic research and design. There's an anechoic chamber, also known as the world's quietest room, and Guinness Book of Records have noted that as well. And that's designed for testing the audio inputs and outputs, as well as the sound of keyboard clicks. There's a applied sciences group where Microsoft designed the micro vibrations of the Surface Pen to mimic what a pencil on paper feels like. And from inside out, the materials used to build Surface are chosen after real rigorous testing. So elements that are critical to the internal mechanics like circuitry and hinges, and even the adhesives are tested, as well as those that you can see and touch like screens, paints and fabrics. Also, there's an inclusive tech lab to make sure that Surface works for everyone. And that's where Microsoft and disability communities can ideate and evaluate product design and direction, making them some of the most inclusive designs on the market. But we'll be touching on the inclusivity shortly. But first, one of the reasons why I love working with Microsoft Surface so much is the investment that's put into reducing the carbon impact. And it's come on absolute leaps and bounds to the 5 or 6 years that I've been close to the product. And it seems like year over year, Microsoft are reimagining entire product lifecycle with every generation. So the Microsoft devices, in fact, are committed to delivering 100% recyclable devices and packaging and being carbon negative by 2030. And there's a few areas of focus there. First of all, it's designing with circularity in mind. So the repairability and serviceability is a key one, and that's gone on leaps and bounds over the last 18 months, I'd say. And that can extend the lifespan of our devices by enabling IT teams to fix common hardware issues themselves, and that ensures that devices perform at their peak for longer. So you can even have a second life or even a third life thanks to its 6-year firmware support that's committed by Microsoft too. There's a design with recycled materials, and that's prominent in the Surface Pro 10 that I'm using here. So the enclosure on that is made with a minimum of 72% recycled content at the moment, and that's just going to increase as technology evolves. And also the story I'd love to tell is the integrity built in. So the EP rating, it's got the highest possible rating of EP Gold, but it's also the transparency to impact. So to increase that transparency, Microsoft and its stakeholders publish what's called LCA results and release these eco profiles for each specific product. And they don't use industry estimates in any shape or form, because we know exactly where not even our suppliers, but 4 tiers of suppliers down, what their carbon impact is on creating the components that go into our devices. So the integrity is one thing I love to share with my customers. And also the accessibility. really, what the work really starts by ensuring the Surface products are really accessible by design, so that we advance some of the features and functionality that can help everyone across the spectrum of disability to be more productive. And accessories like the Microsoft Surface Adaptive Kit and accessible accessories have come from long-standing engagement from the disability community. So as we draw to a close of the content I wanted to share today, I did want to point out a few things. First of all, Surface is certainly designed for change. Surface, empowered by the vast potential of AI on a Windows platform that you know and trust. You can boost your efficiency and confidence at work, and from streamlining everyday tasks to improving multitasking and unlock innovation. And even though most organizations are still considering how AI will shape the productivity, we can be sure that AI has actually already arrived in our workplace, where employees are already bringing AI into the workplace to improve their own productivity. So leaders tell me that they see big potential benefits from AI, but not just in the future, but now as well. But it's really up to the organizations and up to you to need to consider how to deploy AI responsibly and with the proper governance in place. So with Windows 10 and the support being just on the horizon, less than a year away, now really is the time to go beyond Windows 11. And now could be the consideration of Microsoft Surface and perhaps a forward-thinking choose your own device policy that not only keeps pace with change, but you're actually driving that change and almost giving yourself a competitive advantage as well. So we've talked about these amazing devices and some of the benefits and what they're capable of. Now, I just wanted to share with you how XMA can go beyond the device to create complete business experience. And that's why we offer the latest Surface devices paired with solutions and services designed specifically to meet your needs of the business. So our team of experts will handle the deployment and configuration of your Surface device needs, and that will ensure, that seamless integration into your existing infrastructure. If you're comprehensive, we also have comprehensive support about Microsoft solutions too, so including Windows 11 and Microsoft 365, Copilot and Azure, and we're really here to help you maximize that potential of your entire Microsoft stack. We are also a trusted authorized service provider and a partner, so we offer in-house Surface device repairs, minimizing that disruption and safeguarding that sensitive data that you may have too. So if you're really beginning your journey towards Windows 11 or Copilot, XMA are very much on hand to support with readiness assessments and adoption services. So please get in touch and we'll be able to support you on your journey there. So I hope you learned a little bit more about AI and what that means on device, and maybe considering a choose your own device strategy, but more importantly, how Surface paired with Microsoft 365 and Windows 11 can really give you that competitive advantage and can even save you costs in other areas. We'd love to hear a little bit more and book a one-on-one workshop with you. We can run a pre-engagement assessment, and that's really designed to understand your organization's specific requirements and challenges. And then we can move to an on-site workshop where we can even get hands on some potential devices too. And that will lead to an interactive discussion, focusing on identifying those key objectives and pain points. And then we can help you every step of the way through a customized plan development, whether that's adopting zero-touch deployment or zero-trust security modeling. With Surface, we can certainly support you on that. So yes, I hope you enjoyed the content today. This little video I just wanted to share. Yeah, we would love to continue that conversation. So we'll share that QR code after the meeting so you can book either a consultation with us or that one-on-one workshop. And lastly, we do have an email address too, so feel free to get in touch with Microsoft Surface at xma.co.uk, and we can really discuss how XMA can support your business needs. So thank you so much for joining. I will pause now and answer any potential questions. So first of all, I will hand over to Lewis and Megan to see if we've got any Q&As in our chat.
No questions yet.
No problem. Tom, I see your note there. So we use a mixture of Surface Pros, Go's, laptops, 3s and 4s as studios as well. All have been much more reliable than our previous supplier and brand. So thank you, Tom. I really appreciate your contribution there. And yeah, we'd love to share with you some latest and greatest with our new technologies too, as you consider adopting Windows 11 or Copilot. Graham says we are currently using Microsoft Surface Go tablets and some pilots for proof of concept for the policing and custody and CSI. Yeah, that's right, Graham. I remember sending those evaluation devices. So I hope you're getting on really well with those, and we'll be chatting to Stuart to pick up that conversation. Well, once again, thank you so much for your engagement in the chat and your questions too. I hope you picked up a few nuggets of information there. We'd love to continue this conversation through either a consultation or a one-on-one workshop. So we'll send out a thank you email with some resources. We hope you enjoy your lunch as well if you're one of the first 30 sign-ups as well. So really, really enjoy that. So thanks again for your time and look forward to seeing you again very soon.